Alright,
Oh,
welcome back, everyone. I'm learning horrible things. But this is probably our final episode of Intelligence here. Um, quick,
you
round here,
try.
just for promotions, just where people can find you, or if you want to be found, or if you want to be, hidden. That's up to you, but, floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Slay. Pronouns they them. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Sons of Warban. You will not find me anywhere else. Do not try. No, people have tried. They have failed. Um, let's see here. What else? I got nothing right now, but see me. Check in a few months. I might have something. All right, that's me. Bye.
Hi, I'm Lucas Santana. You can't really find me doing anything current these days, but you can find all my past stuff over at youtube.com/rule of lore. I think is the you can find me by searching rule of lore on YouTube, where a bunch of like actual plays and other nerd based content can be found. Unless you're Lynn, apparently, in which case you can find me very easily other like in real life, so which I just learned. Anyway.
Mhm. Okay, of course, it's my turn. Hi, it's me, Little Legend, and I'm about to cry. Um, I'm very regretting not getting some alcohol for this because I really don't like crying. Anyway, you can obviously find me on Tumblr, which is Little Legend Dash Arts. Or you can, of course, also find me on, and I finally remember I have them, on Blue Sky, which is just Little Legend, or on X, or Twitter, or whatever the heck, which is Little Legend Art. That's basically it. I post art, I have commissions. Somehow I'm gonna figure out how you can pay me for those commissions. Other than that, I'm just happy to be here today, guys. Thank you all so much, everyone.
salutations. I am Silver Sugar or X Silver Sugar. The X is silent. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Discord, Tumblr, and Coffee, as well as Blue Sky. Um, just really proud to know all of you guys. It's been a long 3 years of this campaign. I don't want it to be over. I'm excited for the future, but woof.
Don't
Uh,
start with
right
that
now,
now.
oh no, I got it. We have to know what we're going in for here. I have been fighting it all day, just going, nope, not gonna cry. Like, no. But yeah, it would mean a lot if you guys check out my coffee in particular. I have commissions open, as well as some adoptables that could use new homes. Yeah. Thank you.
I have some of Silver's artwork. It's really good.
Shucks.
And of course,
Immediately followed me. I love
yep,
you.
yeah, alright, so
I love your work too, Little.
do check
Aw.
them out, it is worth the visit. Um, as for me, announcements that I have, we will definitely be releasing a Lordex 2-shot sometime within, probably this year. We'll be recording and streaming that separately. Um, rather, we'll record it and then stream it. But we'll have to figure out schedulings and stuff on that one. Um, on top of that, this is not our last Star Trek Adventures campaign. Well, the story may be ending. The games will continue. It's just it'll be in a different medium, telling different story. Uh, that being said, I might have a couple of other things. We did complete our first arc of the Pokemon TTRPG podcast that we've been working on, so I'll slowly
Whoop
start
whoop.
plugging away at releasing episodes soon. Um,
So excited.
uh, we'll
Apparently, Little has committed war crimes.
Oh,
No, that was all of them.
wait, who told them?
But but anyways,
But I was like, who
shh, shh, shh,
surprised?
shh, 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 they'll just learn. It'll be fine. Um, but anyways, yeah, so I might have a couple of projects up and coming. This Discord that you can probably see in the Twitch channel link here. Sometimes I run community games and have like certain games that people can join here and there. They're nothing super serious or anything like that, but they're just to sate that sort of need here and there. But with all that being said, let's jump into the game here, and we will be seeing you in just a second. All right, and welcome back. During the last episode, a familiar face arrived in deep space with some very concerning news about Jaloran's old handler dealing under the table with information through some conversations and sort of somewhat shattered morale, as well as perhaps building something from nothing. They took Alex's ship to a Protostar class into Romulan space, where there was apparently a information and trade deal happening through some decent piloting and unfortunate pulsar mine explosions. They got the information they needed, and to knock the Admiral off kilter, they basically used Jaloran as payment, but because the Admiral is no fool, they find themselves in a rather deep predicament as 4 mercenaries with disruptor rifles are trained in on their position, but we are not actually starting there. We are starting on the bridge of the Atlanta, where Leora is keeping track of vital signs and heartbeat monitors, and you can definitely see, I would say, between Jaloran, Alec, and Mira, accelerated heart rates. They were already kind of up there, but they're probably beating a little faster now.
So just to clarify, I can assume that they're in some sort of distress, right?
Yes, but you don't know what type of distress, because part of the strategy that to get like admission and confession, there can't be any outgoing like signal because that'll just get detected more than likely. So you're kind of working with information that like basically you more or less had like let's say the equivalent of like uh, a chip or a scan put on them that you can monitor but they don't know about. Like you can monitor on them but they can't relay anything to you because it is too risky for them to relay anything to you. So you are going off of vital signs alone right now.
Okay. And do I know roughly the structure they're in, or?
Uh yeah, the structure that they are in is perhaps it's not small, but it's not huge. Like it fully operating in its heyday, it probably would have had 100 or so Romulan agents or officers. Seems to be a multi-level structure and fairly large. About the size of a like if we were to fit everything and put it into like a starship scaling, just so you have an understanding of how large it is. Probably Excelsior class in size at least. I mean, a lot of it's probably empty space for listening posts and uh, turret guns and things like that, but it's a fairly large space.
Okay, two more questions.
Mhm.
One, can you remind me the weapon complement of the vessel that we're in?
Standard phaser arrays and if you were to check, a payload of 12 photon torpedoes.
12. That's good. All right. And can have we scanned for any ships in the area, like for the admiral's ship, like whatever he's using?
You have not yet. I do believe you didn't scan anything yet just because it was too risky to do it like right off the jump, just in
Mhm.
case. But you can definitely do so now if you would like.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Increasing heart rate has me believing that the admiral either is probably trying to turn the tables on them or doing something. Because to get Jaloran's heart rate up, that's hard. Um, so I would like to scan for his vessel because my plan is to. Well, let's find a vessel first. Um, but I need someone else to scan it because my science is not good.
Um,
I would say do bear in mind that you have no idea what the state of the situation is, and so bear in mind that you don't want to do anything that will potentially blow an operation.
That's true, but I kind of just. So my thinking is like I don't know what's happening yet, but I kind of want like if the admiral's ship's gonna get involved, I want to know where it is so I can take care of it if I need to.
okay. All right. So that is
Like,
going to
yeah.
be for. All right. Let me look here. Just check something really quick. So this is probably an insight security role for you, Leora, with a difficulty of 2, and you may also use the
Ooh, that's a
ship.
good one.
You will also be able to use the ship, so whoever would like to roll for the ship, you are just going to make a sensors roll here. A sensor security roll, and you just have to hit 10 or under.
All right, would tactics or infiltration apply here?
Tactics, 100%.
Cool. All right, I have a focus.
Mm-hmm.
And you said security, right?
Yep.
Inside security. Cool.
Insight security, difficulty 2.
All right, and who's rolling for the ship?
Whoever would like to.
I could do it.
Alright.
Sorry, forgot I was muted.
You're good.
What target number am I trying to hit for the Atlanta?
All right.
10 or under.
Success from the Atlanta.
And that's 2 successes from me. No crits, but 2 successes, so we get 1 momentum.
1 momentum. All right. Doing a large sensor sweep. It is. It's hard to track right away because it is a small vessel, but it does appear to be a modified Type 11 shuttle. That is. It doesn't have a cloak per se, but it does have a lot of bits and bobs that make it very hard to find with scanners, but you are specifically looking for it. So you are definitely able to find it. Your scans also read that this thing does have at least one of it does not have the capability to launch a ton of them. In fact, it only has one, but you do know how much damage they have at their disposal. This shuttle is armed with a pair of photon torpedoes and a singular quantum torpedo.
Damn, the Admiral pulled some strings. Does it have phasers by any chance?
Oh yeah, it has phasers.
Cool. Is it would I recognize, because like my engineering's not best, but I also know ships pretty well. Would I recognize if it's modified for more stealth or for more speed or both?
It's a bit of both, but it's primarily, I mean, if you were to go over the different functions, it's meant more for stealth than it is for speed, because under the table dealings kind of need to be, not seen, but it also moves pretty fast, like the shuttle type warp core that you're looking at. This shuttle is capable of moving at warp 8, which is not the norm.
Okay, good. All right. Well, there's not much I can do right now because, as we pointed out, I don't really know the situation, and I have to trust my team to handle things and find a way to let me know if they need me. But I have the Admiral, so I want to keep an eye on the Admiral's ship, and if it starts like either firing something or if it starts like if I get any like transport signals or tractor beam signals or something like that.
Okay.
I want to be able to react. I want the people on this ship to be able to react to it pretty quickly.
All right. Kavai, in this present moment, what are you doing?
Honestly, not sure. Probably just helping out wherever needed. Maybe on the bridge this time?
Okay. Any particular station that you're looking into?
Let's say communications, just keeping an eye on stuff.
Okay. Communications, there's definitely just the general subspace chatter, but you are also paying attention to the whole auction, per se, and if people still have interest in that. There does seem to be some type of interest. And there is discussion right now from you can identify just like the code from it, that it is a Valdor class warbird, which is scary. just for reference, that thing is 4 times the size of this vessel. But in addition to that, it is one of the lower ranked individuals of like Tel Shiar interest, but they are, from what you're seeing, are perhaps gearing up to be a little more ambitious. And you may do with that information what you want.
And I propose like a check to see if, just on the off chance, because I got friends all over the place in my little communities. Would I happen to have like anyone over there that I could shoot a message to be like, hey, can you convince your superiors to fucking not like do any bullshit here at all? Maybe?
Maybe. That's gonna be a tough one. Just because Tel Shiar. But they are also very fractured right now, so you could definitely do, I guess, why don't you do reason? This is reason security, actually.
Interesting. Okay.
Difficulty will be 3.
We do have 1 momentum, just to let you know.
I will buy that die. I don't want to hope for a crit. Okay, come on, guys. Oh, that one landed on top of another die. No, only 1 success.
You kind of are doing your outreach that you can, but there is a lot of them, do come back with the singular, response of, like, more or less saying, like, I'm not fucking with the Tel Shiar. That's a you thing.
Yep. That's totally fair. I get that. Thanks for at least reaching out. I definitely let everybody else know that I'm at least, like, picking up and potentially getting responses, just if we want to send anything other than my sort of inquiry.
Okay. Alright then. With that, on the surface, with Jaloran, Mira, and Alec, it is very tense here. Admiral Pyre seems to be quite suspicious right now.
Joe, I would like to propose a brief flashback.
Okay.
For the purposes of of it being my last chance to cause emotional crimes.
Okay.
Dare you?
I think this would be probably like in transit sometime within the last like day or so while we've been traveling and doing the work to like set this whole thing up.
Okay.
I am maybe somewhere on the Atlanta, whether it's by happenstance or that I went looking specifically. I think I will see if I can, if I at some point find myself in the vicinity of Kavai.
Okay.
No.
The Atlanta's not a small, it's not a large ship. It's a 3-deck ship, and it doesn't even really have a turbo lift, so it's easy to move around.
Yeah, I'll just sort of walk in and just like, hey, kind of a whirlwind. Haven't had a whole lot of chance to like do much catching up this go around.
Understandable. It's stressful. You would be able to tell that Kavai seems very different. Definitely the stress of everything they've been through is just very plain. And particularly after their last interaction with Leora, they seem... Just the whole way that they hold themselves is different. She, regards you for a second, like, almost as if, like, they don't know you before she refocuses in and picks back up onto speed and will give you, like, a very warm, friendly smile.
I'll just sort of take that in and just kind of nod, say, how have things been? I mean, it seems like, I mean, I get what pieces I can from where I'm at, but you know, it's not the same as being here.
Yeah. I don't know. Feels like things went to shit. But, I really don't know if this whole thing is, what I thought it was, you know?
What,
I
you mean
still...
Starfleet?
Yeah. I'm really grateful for everyone still, and it's certainly better than my life before, but... I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, if there's anyone who understands that, it's me. I mean, maybe not exactly what you're going through, but I've had my back and forth with Starfleet, and I found something that I could feel good about doing, something that felt like me, but I do still question sometimes whether it's entirely right, knowing that the organization as a whole has parts of it that are doing things I don't agree with, you know?
Yeah. And she, like, pauses and thinks about it, and it seems like it takes a really long time for her to, like, as if you can almost see her going through those memories in her head of just, like, we have had a conversation similar to this before, and it
Mhm.
meant something, but it feels like she's missing something. But she'll regard you really seriously in this moment. Yeah, you do get it. And just very much, very, very thoughtfully, just going over stuff. And what would be very significant for you standing here, you don't feel anything coming off from her. It's like she's gotten very good at putting that wall up over the past, like, especially over the past few months, and it is disconcerting, to say the least, for anyone who's been very used to being around her before.
Yeah. I think Alec is just sort of like comfortable in the silence for a minute and then just says, "You've gotten really weirdly good at that, you know? This whole blocking off."
Oh, thank you. She smiles, and then it falls off her face, and she'll stare off into the middle distance, and it's not really intentional. The last few days have been especially difficult. I do not like who I've become here. I know that we have done the right thing, and I really respect the captain. But I don't... She'll make eye contact with you. I was very, very willing, and excited to kill on her behalf. And that concerns me because I've been in a place where I was supposed to do that before, and changing the reasoning as to why doesn't make that okay.
Maybe.
And, I don't envy Leora's position by any means. And I do think that they did the right thing for the hand they were dealt. But she trails off again for a very long time. I still just can't help but feel something about all of this is wrong. I just can't remember why. It's on the tip of my tongue and I've forgotten something. It's like I'm not asking the right... And you can tell she's about to say the word question, but she stops at the first, syllable and leaves it there.
Kavai, I don't pretend to know what you and the rest of the crew have been through while I've been gone. And so it's a matter of personal frustration to me that I don't know how to help. I'm sort of a jump in and fix the problem kind of guy, and that has mixed results. And
Oh, I appreciate your willingness to do so. It's, not something I'm good at, for sure. So, just knowing that
Well-
we have someone on the team who is.
I think my point is sometimes you do the right thing, but it doesn't necessarily feel like the good thing. And that's a hard pill to swallow, especially while trying to keep alive the ideals of Starfleet.
Hmm.
Sometimes in order to do the right thing, you don't get to feel good about it.
I suppose that makes sense. But... They shake their head.
I think regardless of how everything turns out, at the very least, I think you owe yourself at least some time to think. And when was the last time you took a real break?
She laughs and kind of will nudge you with her elbow. I don't think I ever have.
Yeah, I was willing to bet. And look, however I can help, you know I'm there.
I appreciate that.
Alec will sort of
Thank
just,
you.
yeah, sort of gentle nudge back and then start leaving and then stop and turn back around and just, okay, here's the thing. I didn't think this through, and it's going to come out in whatever order it's going to come out. My point here is that there was a time a while back, a long time ago, we had a conversation. It was a good conversation, and it felt good. It felt like we were talking, we were communicating, everything was great. And there was a moment where I should have done this a long time ago, but when we get out of this, would you want to go and get a drink with me somewhere with together?
There's a pause where she's trying to take in how rushed all of that was, and she answers very automatically, "Oh, well, I don't drink, but I'm happy to spend any time with and then she pauses as the shoe drops and just full yellow, and she just squeaks out, and she will flee the area.
Alex is gonna go. Shit. We'll come back to that one. And I think as Alec is like leaving the room and going to wherever he's needed next, he's just gonna go. Stupid Alec. Stupid.
Oh,
Okay.
Kavai absolutely will mirror that and just sink to the floor in just like hands and face of, oh my god, I'm such an idiot.
There is
Anyway, that's all I
Anyone-
needed.
wandering.
Anyone
the
walking
halls.
by would feel
I
her
think I speak-
embarrassment.
Yeah, walking the halls as you're leaving to presumably head to the bridge. Tegan is coming out of the science lab and like watching you mutter to yourself, just, "Are you fine, Commander?"
Fine. Yes, of course. Very fine. Always fine. Great. Fantastic. How are you? Are you fine? Are you?
I was just
You're good.
calibrating a cloaking device. Why are you being weird?
That's great. I'm always weird. What? Just don't you have stuff to do? I need to go. There's a mission, and I just walk away.
Uh-huh. Moving to the present.
I think I speak for all of us when I say, how very much goddamn dare you, Lucas?
You're welcome.
You come in here in our last 2 episodes and you pull this shit.
The
We expected nothing less. You're a king. Thank you very much.
still how dare. But yeah, present moment, you can definitely Alec, Mira, Jaloran, you can definitely hear the light tense of like the tense on the trigger for each of these disruptor rifles as Admiral Pyre kind of stands up. Well, you're not.
I'm
really-
not.
No, continue.
Go ahead. I'm not sure whether to be annoyed or insulted, Admiral, that you would think me so incompetent that I would trust the security of this particular prisoner to a pair of manacles.
Mira is going to she feels like she has to say something and 1 second. Are you calling us incompetent? Are you underestimating us? I'm going to take down. You shoot at me. Come on, shoot at me. I'm going to take each of you
You're
down. I'm
scared.
gonna tear down your heads and feed them through your assholes. She's not like moving forward, but she is gesturing like very vividly.
Perhaps your subordinate could learn restraint. Lest
Agreed.
they
And
exacerbate the present situation.
I just sort of look back and I just say, stand down. And then I'll sort of turn back. And in this moment, I would like to, if possible, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I would like to try to activate the like mental link, or at least request.
At this point, it's pretty easy. It's like the minute you do like your little mental knock, Jaloran's right there. You can feel her in your head.
Yeah, I'm just gonna just real quick send the like this only ends basically all roads lead in one direction and we need to stay on top of it. And I'm just gonna say, when I give the signal, collapse.
You feel an affirmative right back.
Okay. I turn back to the
Wait,
Admiral and I just oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just curious. Am I Mira would not be able to catch on what's happening, huh?
Would I have been able to, or would we have been able to loop Mira into this, or
Yes.
I'm not?
Would it-
Again, I don't know how it works. so.
Yes, you
Yeah,
would. Yeah, you're able to loop Mira in. It's a mental link. This is one of the advantages of the whole Admiral Pyro thing. Admiral Pyro has no knowledge of this, even though he's a little responsible for it.
Just a bit.
But yeah, you three have a mental connection that, even if it's not like the most solid comparative to some of the others, yeah, everyone is in the know to some degree.
Okay.
Yeah, and
And
when
I'll-
she opened the connection to Alex, she would have made certain to that Mira is able to hear it as well.
Then I'll turn back to the Admiral and I say, if you would allow me a moment to demonstrate.
I am eager to see.
The whole while,
Um,
Jaloran's just scowling at them.
Okay. Here's a weird thing. I would like to try to is there a way that I could sort of like feign like I'm activating some control or whatever?
Yes, there is a way to do that. Let me check really quick here. This is going to be a roll, and it is going to be a high roll, because he is not a stupid man. This is...
He's not a stupid, he's a baka.
How dare you? This is...
Pretty sussy too, if I may say so.
God damn it!
Oh my god.
This is the last session of the game.
Ah,
This
I'm not an
is...
anime person, so I have no idea what that means.
You're the normal
Sure,
one.
you are.
This is probably...
I'm offended by that.
This is daring command, because you are doing something kind of insane.
Great.
And I am
Fantastic.
telling you right now,
What?
difficulty 5, 5
What?
points of threat spent.
Amazing. Okay.
Can I help
So
him somehow?
here's-
Can I help him somehow?
Yeah,
Or am I like...
you can try.
Like I actually have an idea unless you have something specific.
No, just, I don't know, help with the rolls, IDK.
Well, so my thought is like if instead of like me sort of I don't know, maybe that's not. I was going to say like that I would like almost like give Mira like a signal to like do something, like pretend like to you know what I mean, like almost like I'm giving the command or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
Maybe like
sure,
a mini
sure.
distraction or something.
Oh, I meant more like to like it's not so much that I'm activating it so much as I'm ordering my subordinate to activate the like.
Okay. That's still gonna be a daring command on Mira's end too.
Okay. Well.
Oh, let me find that shit. Not me still not having like my my shit out in time.
I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do here.
Gonna hit me with emotional bullshit and think I'm not gonna give you the most difficult roll ever.
Listen, I didn't think about the consequences of my actions, only about my actions.
The consequences? What?
Okay, so I think I am going to burn a determination for that for the crit.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna use oh gosh, okay. Okay, here's a couple. I'll pitch a couple of these to you. There's the I have my friends' backs and they have mine. And then there's adventure is second to security. Those are the ones I've got. The values I've got that are.
Well, they both work. One of them's just funnier than the other.
Okay. I'll use the I have my friends' backs and they've got mine. So, and so okay, so that's a die that is already crit. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I believe, if I'm keeping track, we have no momentum.
We do not.
Correct.
Cool. That's what I thought.
Correct.
Do you have any?
Can't give threat to get an extra die.
That's true. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Do you have any focuses that might work here, like infiltration? Well, no.
I have infiltration, but I don't know if that's gonna. Well, I am sort of. Well,
We are in the middle of
infiltration-
an infiltration mission.
Yeah, like
the one I'm less convinced
Exactly.
by, I have survival, but that's less convincing.
Actually,
Yeah, dude, we're
Survival
trying to survive
actually-
not getting shot.
survival is more applicable
Sure.
than infiltration in this case.
Okay, all right. Then well,
yeah,
yes, I have.
Yeah, so
So that would make your discipline and under a crit.
Which is unfortunate because command is 2, so not super helpful, but I guess it doubles the chances of critting, but still.
Would you be able to argue for daring security?
I mean, technically, what we're talking about here is a security measure
Yeah, this is
that I am trying to fake my way through.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah,
Your
then
security
daring.
is 5.
So, okay. I think that's the most I'm gonna get out of this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get anything else out of this. So,
Nope.
got a determination. I spent a threat, or I gave Joe a threat.
Yep.
And I've got my focus.
And-
All right, here we go. Oh God, it's
5 and under are crits.
Yep. Okay, hold on. I gotta count.
we're preying on you, dude.
I have 6 successes.
Okay.
One momentum.
One momentum.
So, and there was nothing that was 15.
6
or over?
successes on the dice or 6 successes
Nothing 15
total?
or over. No. I got 1 crit from the determination, and then another crit from rolling, and then the highest one I got after that was 13. So
Nice. Okay.
Cool.
However, yeah. So we have all of that. Yeah. Signal works. How is this
I'm going
to play out?
So I'll basically like mime like pressing like a hidden control on my belt, and I'll sort of mentally at the same time signal Jaloran to collapse.
Having done something like this before, and like she does do a rather convincing seize up and spasm a bit before she just crumples to the floor. And she does do it in such a way where like it seems like she's now dead weight as she puts a lot of pressure on Mira. Like Mira's got a grip on her, so she puts a lot of pressure on Mira, her hands and arms, so that Mira has to struggle to either make a decision of am I going to keep holding this person or am I going to go down to, or just let go.
Mira is strong enough to handle Jaloran, I believe. So she is going to hold her up, but it's not going to be like a gentle hold. she's kind of holding her by her underarm,
Mhm.
just like this. So Jaloran is slumped forward, but she is not face down on the ground.
Admiral Pyre
I'll
kind
turn.
of looks
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
that whole display.
I'll turn to Pyre and just say, a special set of manacles that I had cooked up. They interrupt the signal from the brain to the nervous system. It's temporary, but if you don't believe me, you can have your people check.
He moves his head to the two in front of him, and they'll approach to check. They do want to verify this because, while that is a convincing display, he is a very distrustful person.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to, through the mental link, just say to the other two, wait until they're fully distracted checking Jaloran, and then we move.
You get a really quick affirmative from Jaloran.
Keep in mind, two of them are at the doorway. They have not moved.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they do approach to check. Unfortunately, the downside about having giant-ass disruptor rifles is they do have to sling them over their shoulder to check because it's unwieldy to do it any other way.
Okay.
One
I'll
which is
just-
a tall Nausicaan individual, very built, definitely looks like Mira would probably have trouble with this individual in a bare knuckle brawl. But kind of checks
I
and
bet I
is
can. I bet I can get him.
okay, famous last words. But he does lean down to check.
I feel like as soon as they are at their most distracted point, I would like to signal everybody to move, and I'm gonna go and attempt to disarm Pyre.
Okay. Everything is going to move in a simultaneous action here.
Quick question: does everyone include the people on the ship through the mental link, or is it just everyone on the ground? I just want to make sure.
Currently, just the three of them on the ground.
Cool. Making sure. Thank you.
Oh, I'm literally shaking right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you raised so much death flags already.
The
Stop it.
let's start
Never.
with Alec first. You are going to rush Pyre. He does not have a large, rifle or anything. He just has a typical standard issue. Not really sure what type of phaser this would be considered, but it is a phaser. You can presume it's not set on stun.
Mm-hmm.
This is daring security, because you are rushing this.
Yep.
This is going to be difficulty 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to spend 2 points of threat here. So we're going to start with that, and then we'll move down the line. Everything is happening simultaneously, just so everyone is aware.
I have a focus in hand-to-hand. My question to the group is, I know we have 1 momentum. Should I use it for this, or should I use it for collaboration security?
Use it for this. Let's go with reckless abandon.
But if I use it for collaboration
well,
and
security,
also,
yeah.
if you get
That would
prior,
help
you
you
might be able to.
to.
Yeah, if you get prior, you might be able to get the others to back off pretty quickly because
That's
their
my
payday, I guess, or
hope.
something like that. Who knows?
Okay.
Mm.
Then if y'all are cool with me using the momentum, then I will buy a third die.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I can't do anything else, so it's. Okay. I need to take a picture of this.
Oh no.
That's never a good sign. Well,
Oh,
sometimes it's a
yes.
good sign.
Sometimes
Okay.
it's good, sometimes it's bad.
So I'll send it to the Discord, but I'll also tell you that I got 5 successes. So
Whew.
yeah, that's 2
Awesome.
nat ones and 1 success. That is so 2 crits and 1 normal success.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
And that is 1 momentum for us.
This is what Alec was specifically built to do.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Delightful.
So exciting.
I'm posting it
I'm
now in the
nerve-wracking. Oh my
Discord.
god.
But yeah.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Gorgeous.
All right.
Amazing.
Those are some really pretty dice, by the way.
Thank you.
I was gonna say that too. Get out of my head.
The Nausicaan mercenary and the individual that is masked in a type of suit that you are not familiar with, the species, but Mira and Jaloran now, you may make your moves because, like I said, everything's happening simultaneously, and I will get results as we move forward.
May I go first, please?
Go for it.
So what Mira is going to do, so the big guy is standing right in front of them, right?
Oh yeah, 2 of them are, but yeah, 1 of them is. You can only move on 1 of them though.
And you can be
Look 'em
assured
up.
that the minute you
Okay.
let go of Jaloran, she will roll with you. So
Hold up. I have a thing. I know what Mira is going to do. Jaloran probably not gonna like it. Mira is going to grab Jaloran by the hand, and she is going to wind up, fling her at the person that's like further away from them, like you would throw a cat at something, and then uppercut
Holy shit.
the guy right in front of her,
I love
like in
it.
the jaw.
I actually love it.
Okay. So
Super
That's
sick.
great.
okay, so for Mira, this is going to be a fitness security difficulty of 2 because they are not ready for this.
Oh, they better not be. Jesus Christ. Okay. Fitness security. All right. Let's roll with it. It's D20s, right?
Remember, you get 2 dice.
2 dice, 2d20, and you just have to hit, I believe for you, 14 or under.
Yeah. Hold up. Where's my other D20? Jeez. This is why you don't just have like a stack of 1,000 dice in your deck. There we go.
So if it's 14, then having using my security wouldn't be that helpful in this instance. Is
No.
that true?
No, not really.
Okay. It would, yeah.
Okay, we
Okay.
got a 2 and a 3.
2, 3. Okay, yeah, that works. All right, so I will tell you the result of that. Jaloran, you are mid-air, I guess, being launched at this individual.
This is also, I would like you to know that this is the highest, how do I say it, show of trust for Mira, because normally she would throw you backwards, away from danger. But her throwing another person at danger specifically shows exactly how much trust she has in other person,
Okay.
that the other person can stand for themselves.
For you, Jaloran, this is also fitness security with a difficulty of, honestly, 1, because are they...
No one expects the fastball special.
Nobody expects the flying Jaloran.
Slay broke Joe.
This is our last episode. I have to get all the jokes out.
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
The mental image is horrifying.
Like fucking Superman.
You're
just
welcome, Joe.
launched
That's for free.
forward. Wonder
Okay.
Woman. Fucking.
Jaloran fitness security difficulty 1.
Some people pay good money for horrible images in their head.
Oh God.
I would
She's
pay for
gonna.
Jaloran to punch me.
She's gonna pull on her focus of martial arts, and I believe she can also pull on one of her values.
Okay.
Ancient traditions are the foundations of knowledge.
Yes, I guess. I mean, I guess when else
She
is this
would've-
gonna come up? So.
Well, it's like the reasoning behind it is self-defense is part of growing up in her tribe, and it's something that she and Chakotay have done for a long time. And it was just refined into like boxing and martial arts and kickboxing through school and at the academy.
Yep.
So she's pulling on a lot of what she knew as a kid, growing up as a kid, and what she was trained in later. And this would certainly fit. It's like this is something that she probably never expected to encounter, but she's gonna pull on that deep lore.
Mhm. Okay. I guess roll for it, even if, like, again, this poor mercenary.
He's fucked. 2 crits.
Jesus. Okay. I suppose then, in reverse order, Jaloran, why don't you tell me what this looks like?
The moment she feels herself like just going forward, it takes her like a half a second to adjust. Because she's not like certainly wasn't expecting to be in the air, but she knows she has to recalibrate quickly. But her head snaps up and like she pops open the manacles and is almost immediately in a fighting stance in midair, and she just smacks into the mercenary and she adjusts her punch to hit the most what she deems the most vulnerable area to basically knock the breath out of him. And
Right.
then she uppercuts into his chin, what seems to be his chin.
I have a feeling this is gonna be enough, but why don't you roll me an unarmed attack you just to see?
That would be D6.
Yeah. Set number of d6s. Let me double check here. 4d6.
And because she has martial arts, that's been boosted.
Yep.
Three successes and a crit.
Oh my god. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. That they don't have a lot. So full like that whole happens and that one just crumples. Again, reverse order. With Mira going for the uppercut. Mira, why don't you roll me 4d6 as well, and just let me how many 5s and 6s you get. I don't know if you heard me a little.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It got really weird for a second there with my VPN. Okay, could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
46. And just let me know how many 5s and 6s you get.
Okay, 46. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay. We got 1506s.
Okay, I just wanted to know if any specials showed up. No 1s?
Gee, I didn't remember.
It's fine.
I think no. I think not.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Yeah, this he definitely crumples as well. Back to Alec.
Wait, the guy who I uppercutted is off.
Yep. For
Nice.
Alec in reverse, because we're going in reverse order, what does it look like
Mhm.
as you kind of just run at Admiral Pyre here?
Sorry, say again.
What does it look like, and what are you like fully doing here to disarm?
I think, like, as the Nausicaans were distracted checking Jaloran, and he was sort of like watching them, I sort of like will sort of slowly and calmly edge towards him, and then suddenly move quickly
Mhm.
and take like basically just do one of the like a disarming maneuver because I want to grab his phaser.
Yeah.
Probably do like the yeah, like kind of like arm bar kind of thing where I like put my arm on his elbow and push it back.
I see, yeah.
Mhm.
He's not ready for it. You rolled like crazy, so I mean it happens quick
Mhm.
enough. It's twisted out. Looking at the phaser, you will see that it has a it is a phaser, but it looks like it has a 3-load cylinder in the top of it for just typical phaser energy, Polaron, and disruptor fire.
Yikes. Okay. Well, I'm going to, as soon as I get a hold of it, turn it on him and turn to like the two Nausicaans who are at the other end of the room. And I'm going to like call out and basically say, okay, in case you missed it, here's what happened. I have your employer here, and I'm guessing that you are being paid to be here. Do we want to find out what happens if your payday's not on the table anymore?
Make a presence command roll.
Ooh, boy.
Presence command
Cool,
difficulty
cool.
3 here because well, they are
Fantastic.
definitely not against abandoning their employer. They're also Nausicaans and therefore greedy.
Right.
Nice.
I'm gonna buy a D20 because I'm sure we have the momentum for it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we have 3 right now, so you buying you'll make it 2.
Yeah. Wait, do I want to use all of it though? I don't know if. Well, I don't have very good.
We have 3
presence
momentum, and you. Yeah, we have
Yeah, if
3
you buy-
momentum. Buying 1 die is 1 momentum. So
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'll do that.
I like
Okay.
the sound of the.
This is
Like you're
totally
going to
fine.
not shoot yourself.
Everything's fine. We're perfect. We're great.
Yeah, we're great. Surprisingly,
Well-
it's not even sarcasm.
It's not as bad as it could have been, but it's
See?
not great.
What's
Shit.
that?
So I got 1 success, and no crits, and these 2 are not complications. I think you didn't spend threat, right,
Nope, I did
on
not.
this one? Great, cool, fantastic, awesome. Yeah, that's the roll then.
So one success.
One success. Yeah.
Alright. There is a fraction of a second of pause where they look at each other. Look at all of you. Have the
Can
real...
can can Jaloran add a little flavor that might influence like as she's
Sure.
completely pummeled the one at her that is now at her feet, she just turns to
Sure.
them and looks absolutely feral. Like she's ready
yeah,
to
me
go
as
for them
well.
next, and like all she needs is the word.
Yeah, same with Mira. And to like preface specifically the topic of discussion, she's going to the guy God, my words today. The guy she knocked down is on the floor, right?
Yep.
Oh, I've been wanting to do this for such a long time. She's going to walk forward and like step on her face.
Okay. I will say for Jaloran and Mira, I'm going to tell you this right now. This may help, or this may wildly complicate things. I will not be allowing you, in this instance, to assist each other, because you were kind of doing this a little separately. You were trying to help, but it's kind of all happened in such a weird order and how things have occurred. For Jaloran and Mira specifically, this is a daring command role here, because the two of you are not armed. This is arguably not smart. And it'll
But
be
it's not a bad roll for her either. So
no, but it's a difficulty of 2 for each of you. And in addition to that, you know what? I'll spend 3 points of threat. Why not?
You know what? For
Can
this,
she
I'm
pull-
going to put a woo in at least 1 minute of this show. Please continue.
um,
Now you guys know how I feel every time he makes me roll.
can she pull on composure as a focus?
Yes.
Three from Jaloran.
My God.
Oh, okay.
I told you it wasn't a bad roll. She's got 5 in command.
Now, welcome to me. 1 in command is going to be great.
Fine.
I mean, at the very least, I have 8 in control, so that's a start.
It's daring, so it's 9. You're looking for.
Oh.
So you're looking
is
for
it?
10 or under.
Hey. Okay. Jesus. Please. 9. Yo.
Okay.
It's 9.
Do you have you're rolling 2 d20s. You do need to get another one to be a success
Jesus
here.
Christ. Fine. Let me find a different d20 because that one is not lucky at all. There we go. 1. Yo!
That is 3 successes from you. 3 successes from each of them.
Damn.
Okay. There is a.
Those Nazicans don't want this smoke.
I will say there is an uncomfortable beat for all parties involved. There is a very long, like, it's probably only a second, but for probably you, Alec, more than anyone, and probably actually for Jaloran in this situation, and most likely Mira, this second drags on forever before Nausicaans kind of click off their disruptor like charges and then look to you and through Universal Translator. We still want to get paid.
Love that for them.
I just say, yeah, put it on the list. And
Put it on my tab.
and then I will look at the Admiral and just say, so, let's try this again. Admiral, how would you like an all expenses paid go on an all expenses paid cruise?
Do I even have a choice at this point?
No, rhetorical question.
It was funny though.
I just sort of look over to Jaloran and I say, Captain,
She just briefly nods and she sends a mental signal to Leora to get them out.
I beam them out if I can.
Yeah. Actually, it turns into a very awkward thing, probably for you, Alec, because the Nausicaans have kind of recognized you as sort of the, or at least in this instance, the leader of this particular instant, and are going through the logistics of how they're going to be paid, which turns out to be a absurd, like, a impossible, almost impossible to deliver amount of, like, Latinum gold bars. Like, it is...
I
like,
paid him in stolen media.
Not even, like, the casinos and gambling tables at, like, DS9 could even remotely come close.
if, like, while we're waiting for, like, everything, all the preparations we made to, like, be beamed out, I'm just gonna say, look, guys, here's the thing. The way I see it, you weren't getting paid either way on this one, but at least this way, none of us died, and none of your people died. I was like, maybe just take the win.
There is a, like, one of the probably younger mercenaries that is much more fiery in personality. Looks like they're about to start something, but, like, an older one is like, no, this tracks.
It's the face of fucking Starfleet.
Wait, did he actually move, like, towards them?
Not really. There was the brief moment where it was gonna happen, but Superior stopped him from doing it because, like, why start something that's just gonna end badly for everyone that, is us.
Just because this is my last time doing this with Mira, she is going to lock eyes with him and literally growl. I'm like,
the probably reasonably, like, in terms of, like, youth, probably, like, comparative, like, human years, like, early 20s, actually does jump, and just one of the older ones just starts laughing maniacally because it is funny.
Delightful. Thank you.
But you are up on the Atlanta as the team is getting out of the compound so you can indeed be transported. Kana, you get a sensor scan that you can see coming out of warp. Valdor class warbird.
I go, we have incoming.
The second we can transport them, we're transporting them and getting the hell out of here.
Okay. You do get the confirmation that they are aboard.
All right. Turn on the warp and let's get out.
You warp out and
that ship's that fast enough to catch us.
Not with the proto warp, no. You do have to recharge the proto warp.
Oh shit! I did not know that. Slade did not know that. Leora knew that. So I'm just gonna go. We're getting the fuck out.
You will have to glide across a star and collect solar and protostar energy to get that thing charged.
While being presumably shot at.
Yep.
Cool. Great. Fantastic.
Just another Tuesday for Leora, really. It's just another Tuesday. Let's
Pretty
do this.
much,
I say
honestly.
my last. As I gotta eat my words.
You
I'm
probably
gonna eat my words. Or die,
the
Joe.
Mira, Jaloran, and Alec, you all beam with like Admiral Pyre like in custody, brig and all. But once you get aboard, Alec, you actually feel the impact of like several impacts across like the stern of the ship as you don't really know what's happening yet, but your ship is indeed being shot by disruptor fire.
I just look at Jaloran and Mira and I just say, one day aboard my ship and we've already been blown up, shot at, and one of your crew tried to blow up my shuttle bay.
What do you think I've been dealing with
That's
for the
entirely
last
your
couple
fault,
of years
Alex.
since you've been gone? This is just another Tuesday.
Are you not?
It's Friday.
It sounds like you're not delighted to have us around. I know that's not true, though.
All right. So as you were being shot, there is a place that you can go to, that you can charge the proto warp, and it is not recommended, like, at all. But
Which is
I'm gonna have that stop me, Joe.
this star system does indeed have two suns. Going between them probably would charge the proto warp. It's just a question of getting there and if you can survive it.
We survived an exploding Vesta that was in two pieces.
That's very true. All right, when has craziness ever stopped me, Joe? When has it ever stopped me?
And you have threaded the needle before.
All right. This way.
And we have 2 momentum.
Worst case is we have accidental time travel.
Did the successes from Jaloran and Mira add to the pool of momentum?
They did, yes.
Because we each... so that's 2 more momentum from... Like, 1 from each of them.
Yep.
So we actually have 4.
All right, so we're at 4 momentum right now.
Yes, I will be saying this right now.
Good looking out.
I'm going to do something a little unorthodox here. But this is going to be...
Why do you always do that with me?
Because I have to.
That's true.
This is indeed going to be probably the hardest role for this episode. This is going to be a difficulty of 8. Because
you asshole.
You are being shot at, you are being pursued, and you will have to fly between a binary set of stars to charge the proto warp. The moment you are through the threshold of those 2 stars, you can engage the proto warp. It is just getting there. And you can
You've done difficulty 8 before.
You feel the impact of, like, the disruptor fire, of this warbird, and you are watching the shield go from, as this is happening, 88, 87, 86, towards each impact. And make your rolls and add whatever you need to.
Alright, is my role gonna be, I'm assuming Daring Con?
This is Daring Con, yes.
Ooh, that's good for me. That's good for me. All right.
Can I assist by getting on the ship's weapons, like the tactical station, and trying to like provide covering fire?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. The number of times this would be the first time ever that I have rolled for like any kind of ship combat thing in this game. So I don't know how it works.
In this instance, it's not going to be too big of a deal. We're just going to do a weapons, and you're kind of assisting with the con roll, so I'm going to say weapons con in this instance.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
is, for this ship,
Would that be
is,
security con?
no, because the ship itself is, we're using the weapons and the con roll here. So that's going to be an 11 or
okay.
under for that one.
Okay. This is con. Okay, none of my
All right.
focuses are gonna
So
hit
I'm
this one.
assuming
How many assists can
I'm
be?
assuming
You cannot add any more maximum than 5 dice for
Right.
roll.
all right. So I'm assuming that high risk, high reward is going to apply here.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Cool. I'm going to spend a momentum. We have 4 momentum. I'm going to spend 3 to get 2 more die.
Okay.
So with Alec, that's 5 dice, so no one can add anything else.
Yep.
And I'm just going to roll, and
What
I'm not
target
religious,
number am I
but
trying-
please pray for me.
With the weapons con, what target number am I trying to hit?
11 or lower.
I no longer believe in God.
Okay.
All right, I will wait for you to say yours, Lucas. I have my roll.
I hit 11 on the nose.
All right, before you say anything,
Cool.
Leora, before you say anything,
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
allow you to do, because I think this is relevant in terms of conversation. We're gonna go back to your room aboard the Hypatia, as there was a mind meld conversation that occurred.
Oh, you bastard.
Good. Good.
Between me and Kavai.
Sorry, wrong franchise.
How dare you do this to us, Lucas, again and again?
Don't do that, Lucas. They'll come out in droves.
Do it.
Well, we can use the views.
For the record,
Use
this
views.
fuels me.
But Kavai,
All right,
Leora.
so let's do this.
whoever would like to start.
I'm taking my cues from you, Kavai, so because you initiated it, so
Yeah, I didn't know we would actually be getting into the details of this, so.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to go as deep. You can go as
Okay.
deep or as light with it. You don't have to. You don't have to.
That's
lean
what
super
she
heavy.
said.
God damn it! I was I knew better, and I still whatever.
Okay, continue.
lean into the OP as light or as heavy as you would like for this.
Okay. Past the static, past feelings that are confused and overwhelming, that fear of constantly hurting those around them with how deeply Kavai feels about everyone that she's close to. Past memories of their very tortured upbringing and of plots that she really only truly scraped the surface of what her parents wanted and still are fighting for in their own way. You find this small center of calm surrounded by even more of a torrent of noise. It's just Kavaya spends every waking moment of their existence trying to drown everything out and keep everything back, stuff it all down. And yeah, sure, therapy and training techniques have helped, but it still can't change a lot of what's in her still. There's only so much Vulcan training can do for them. Their biology was just too fucked with. But she's managed to keep so much of a lockdown on it recently. And just from their experiences with Mira and Alec, and especially with you, Leora, have taught her a lot. And just you learn just how far she's willing to sacrifice everything for herself for the sake of everyone and the captain. And while you are dealing with your own struggles, Vi knows that she locked off a lot, and it's definitely for that sake of protecting the bits that she had left of herself, because she was always built to draw people in. She wasn't allowed to hide her feelings from people. And what she shares with you in this mind meld is just all of what she'd worked on, this story she'd been guarding so close, and had indeed been in that box of what she was going to give you personally, along with the other mementos that she wanted to pass along to the crew when she really thought she was not coming back here alive. And during this mind meld, mechanically, you are going to... sorry, I'm like opening up my notes again. You are going to inherit her values of stories save our souls, as well as the ability for the linguistics focus and diplomacy. You get all of her holo novel. Those bits leave her mind permanently during this, because she can't help it. Because when she connects with someone, she always leaves something behind. And it's only by pulling back and cutting herself off again that she's able to stay here.
Leora says one thing, and one thing only. Beautiful. Tears in her eyes.
Thank you.
She just says beautiful.
The last thing that you'll get from her during that is thank you. And there's just sort of like a hazy look in her eye. I know I liked it, and I know I still do, but maybe you can finish it and enjoy it more than I did. I think you need it more than I do.
I'll miss you.
She looks looks a little confused by that, but it quickly fades and a pleasant, if distant, smile just fills her expression. You, also take with you the knowledge that, yeah, she did love you a lot. And a lot more than she was even willing to realize. But there was just, too much fear in the way to ever really admit it. Very much too afraid until that moment to realize they were not going to hurt you, and that this was still incredibly dangerous. And, as always, it is a miracle that whenever Kavai has been able to touch any of you, that she did not destroy you in the process.
You get from Leora sheer awe. You, in this moment, with all the danger, all the storm inside of you, every single part of you is the most beautiful thing she's ever seen. And you keep that with you, even if you don't really realize why. You know that you, at least in this moment, were the most beautiful, most important person in Leora's world, even if it was just a moment.
Flashing forward.
And
Yep, continue.
then I think, yeah, that's what I was say. Then I think we fade back. Leora's head had gone back to that moment because they've done crazy piloting
Yep.
since they've been part of this group. They've done the most insane things anyone's ever done. And you know what? They did it one more time because I got 7 successes on the die plus 2 from the value, and that's 9. Plus Alex is 10.
Jesus.
Okay.
Like I said, you've done this before.
As you are watching,
Yeah.
all of you are watching this vessels, particularly the crew of the Atlanta, are watching the shields go down from 19, 18, 17, 12, 8, 3, and then the shields start dissipating, and then it switches to hull integrity. And right around the 40% mark, right between these two slowly dying binary stars, through the threshold at the end, the meter for the proto-warp blinks on for you, Leora.
Adios, everyone. And we go.
Yeah. And you make it back to Seoul, though, for you, Alec, your vessel is, I need to state this so heavily. There are 2 Protostar class vessels in existence right now.
It kind of seems like it's more like 1.5 right now.
1 1/4, probably.
Alex just kind of
Details.
look around, just like there's probably like wires and like tubing that's like coming out of panels and stuff, and just sort of like smoke from various consoles. Just look around and say, I think it's pretty safe to say I'm not getting my deposit back on this one.
And rocks for some reason.
You will meet up, probably, most notably, probably at Starfleet Command, because this is, Admiral Pyre, this is treason. Just by and large, full definition is treason.
Mhm.
As you are all familiar, Admiral Jellicoe does not like any of you. He really doesn't like Admiral Pyre a lot more right now, though. So, small wins. Over the course of weeks, you will be, through various briefs and debriefs, the Atlanta is at Earth Space Dock right now, getting repaired. For you, Alec, Lieutenant Heraviran has not stopped giving you shit about the vessel being absolutely in tatters.
I was like, in my defense, Leora was at the helm every time something bad happened to the ship.
Okay, whatever. I'm just saying, crew and commanders and things like that.
Right. I suppose it would be the command thing to do, to take responsibility for the actions under of those under my command. Yeah, I suppose that's probably
Yeah,
how Starfleet would look
that'd
at it,
be
huh?
the responsible thing to do. I wasn't there, so unfortunately, I actually can't be blamed for this one.
True, and that is a personal disappointment to me, because you know how I love blaming you for my mistakes. But
You do make a lot of them.
yeah, it's true. Still, um, yeah, this means a whole weekend of paperwork for me, doesn't it?
No, it actually means a whole weekend of paperwork for me if you want it to be that way.
No, I've done a lot of growing and soul searching and changing. I might as well make it look like I have.
Okay.
Take the win, Lieutenant. Go have yourself a whatever it is you do on your time off.
I am going to tell your friend that you said that. I know she's in deep space right now, but the moment I get a chance.
You do whatever you see fit, Lieutenant.
I will be doing so, Commander.
Go on, get out of here. I've got work to do.
Okay. Oh, check your office later, too. Starfleet Command dropped something off.
Another assignment.
Something like that, yeah?
Okay, will do. And then I'll just head off towards the office. Probably very curious now.
There is a pad there, and there is a Vice Admiral, Admiral... No, it would not be a Vice... It would be a Rear Admiral at this point. Because she would have been promoted a couple times since last you encountered her. This is now Rear Admiral Ezri Dax.
Nice.
Glad to see you got back from deep space fine, Commander.
Yeah. It took some doing, but we made it through, Admiral.
Oh, that's good. She's flipping through the pad quickly. I'm the one going to be overseeing Gate for the foreseeable future, and I wanted your opinion on things that you feel need to be changed with your crew and what you are presently allowed and not allowed to do. I know you've run into some administrative difficulties in the past for a few of your assignments?
You mean prior to Gate?
Both, I suppose.
Yes. I guess I've had I've had some, I guess, some questions and suggestions. Questions and suggestions, both of them. Yeah.
Well, here's a list. I've compiled lists of missions that you've done, past and more present. If you would care to, in a time that is efficient for you, I know you just got back from. If the rumors are true, you did a lot. So I don't expect anything right away. But I would like to, I guess, figure things out with you in a much more direct, communicative way, as opposed to your previous directors.
So, Admiral, are you offering me a chance to improve things and jumping over the red tape?
Yes, but you can't do it presently. Not at the rank of Lieutenant Commander, at least.
Sure. I mean, I guess I'll just relay my my concerns and suggestions directly to you then.
You are incredibly smart, Commander. Check the drawer. Send your suggestions.
Right. Yes, of course, Admiral. I do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, there is small wooden box.
For some odd reason, the little Aurelia doll starts trilling its little song at you.
Mm-hmm. There is a note, honestly, probably at the suggestion of Jaloran, with a little push at least, and probably a little note from Jaloran that probably would read somewhere along the lines of, discard that hollow pip. It's unbefitting. But
Probably more along the lines of, like, you didn't catch the hint, did you?
Alec will look at it and just sort of shake his head and just say, just sort of like looking at the box, just like, I'm never gonna get used to actually being promoted. And he'll sort of like close the box and then open it again and look at it, almost like he's afraid that like he imagined the whole thing, and then is going to close it again and just sort of take a deep breath before actually finally opening it the last time and like putting it on.
Mm-hmm.
So would this be full commander or all the way up to captain?
Nope, this would be full commander.
Yeah.
But this also means Alec would have much more authority over the gate team and the stuff that he runs. Which means his ability, like, as a lieutenant commander, you're really only allowed to effectively and officially command up to about 30 people. This bumps it all the way up to, if Alec wants, about 300.
He might get a little bit nauseous at that idea, but it passes quickly.
As you all have returned to Earth, I would like to know, starting with Kana, over the course of the next few weeks, months, and maybe couple of years, where do you see Kana going in her career?
Well, at one point, she definitely proposes to her girlfriend. and she specifically gets a ring made from native stone on Vulcan because she is sentimental like that.
Okay.
But I think about halfway to her becoming a lieutenant commander, she actually gets recruited by her grandmother for her little project that she's been doing.
Okay.
And I've already told you what that project is.
Yes. But probably while you are going through and working on the projects and stuff in free time, fiance and Toe, though, very much still perhaps at times irritatingly overly logical. That becomes annoying sometimes, but that's the difficulty of it. What is perhaps for you, Kana, in your time of intelligence, whether it is something we saw in an episode or not, is there a moment that Kana looks back to that is formative to her current present?
Definitely the moment that Jaloran rescued Kana from the outpost that she had been unceremoniously mothballed to. And that was definitely her lowest moment when she thought no one cared about her career or about her specifically.
Okay. As you're working through, kind of in a computer, and doing some diagnostics, you kind of look up and see the reflection, and you see you, younger, and an ensign. She looks tired, drained of spirit. That definitely could have been you. But as fate would have it, it is not that. And you were given a chance to advance in career and truly kind of live your life without being bogged down by anything. For Mira, over the course of the next few weeks, months, and or years, where do you see Mira going, Little?
Well, before anything, I believe she would have a long conversation with Kavai, considering that Kavai is leaving the Starfleet.
But let's
If that's okay with
Absolutely.
Silver.
let's have that conversation then.
Yeah. Mhm.
Do we want this conversation to be shortly before Kavai leaves, or in the process of?
Depending on when
Kavai has, like-
Kavai would be comfortable. Yeah, sorry.
I imagine this happening pretty much right as we're en route home.
Okay.
Kavai has only been very infrequently hinting that they're going to leave. It's like an open secret, but it's not something they've made any official talk about doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is just probably one of their regularly scheduled movie nights.
Okay.
Yeah, Mira is quite oblivious, but she has been getting the vibe, but also didn't want to believe it because, it's not the best news.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if it happens during their movie night where they finally decide to talk, and Kawai tells Mira about how she wants to leave Starfleet. So what happens is Mira immediately kind of stiffens up. She looks at Kawai like they're like really, really sad eyes, but she's doing her very best not to cry. Um, but she's acting like a little bit awkward. Oh, I suppose it makes sort of sense. I'm sorry you um I honestly can't say I know exactly why you're leaving. I can sort of guess, but you guys are always way more perceptive than me. I catch a couple of things. I feel bad, but I don't think I will get it even if you explain it to me. I'm sorry, it's not much of a support speech, is it?
No, you're wonderful as always. It's just nice getting to spend any time with you. I just, it's not for me. But, she, like, leans really close. And I think she will even just, like, kind of without realizing she's done it, kiss you on the cheek. And you get, like, that brief, like, connection and glimmer, and you've been so close before that you feel everything they've ever thought about trying to figure themselves out and figure out what they thought was wrong, and that they know instinctively now is not their fault, because they've had the support from all of you. But mechanically, you will get their focuses of xenoanthropology and xenopsychology.
Finally, Mira will know something about aliens. Finally, it happened by the end of the game. Mira finally knows how aliens work. Congratulations.
Just
this is
something that
priceless.
Kawai knows that you were lacking and are more than happy to leave with you. Because she loves you.
Aw. Mira kind of freezes. Well, firstly because the chick kiss and knowing exactly how very careful Kawai would touch and any sort of, show of affection, physical meaning. She's very careful. It kind of feels like she's trying not to scare off a butterfly that landed on her face. But then she feels it and she kind of experiences everything Kawai gives to her. She pauses for a second, trying to kind of decipher and put everything into like the shelves in her mind. And she turns to Kawai and she kind of tilts her head. Whoa. I guess I do understand. Thanks for not leaving me clueless.
Yeah.
And listen, I love you a lot,
Hmm?
okay? I mean, I'm not sure if you can read me or whatever, but I just want you to know you're like the best, okay? And it's going to be really hard without you around. It's
Hmm.
You're just super important to me, okay? And she's
Oh,
going to
thank
like
you.
lean in as well. She's going to pause just to, give Kavai a little bit of, you know, room to wiggle out, and she is going to kind of very softly hug Kavai and kiss her forehead. It's not like that
Oh,
light. It's like a very regular, like very soft forehead kiss. It's not light, but it's soft. There we go.
I just furiously blushing, just very happy. It like butterflies in their stomach. They
Oh,
will
wait,
just
guys, 1 second.
oh oh technology. um,
Okay,
you okay?
okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry.
You're
Could you
good.
repeat what you said after the word
Yeah.
blushing?
Basically, Kavai is just like all butterflies and nervousness, but they will look at you with like just the warmest smile.
Oh, there we go. I'm really sorry. Could you repeat everything you said after the word blushing?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
So technology's
they will look
just
at you with
annoying,
just
I
a
guess.
very warm smile.
Yeah.
You can tell they have butterflies in their stomach. It's very cute. And I think like
Well,
she will.
can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can
Oh
hear you.
gosh,
Yeah,
I'm
we
so
can.
sorry.
no.
You're good. Can't be helped.
One second. Could you give me just like five seconds? I'm so sorry, guys.
You're fine.
No worries. We can switch to some other peeps, and I can leave on a final note with Mira just in a bit when we get back.
Yeah. There we go. I'm so sorry. Yes, I can hear you now.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Again, after the word blushing, could you repeat what happened next? I'm so goddamn sorry.
No, you're fine.
Not much. Just a very warm smile and a nice connection. I think they would also leave you with all of the files of media they've ever collected. But you would probably find that like days later. Like she very deliberately like hides it in a couch cushion.
That's insane.
Oh.
Yeah. It's that night that they have that viewing party together is the last time that Mira ever sees Kabai.
Okay.
No.
Over the many weeks, months, and years, Mira, I do have a question for you. Do you stay within Starfleet, or do you go to civilian practice, or do you leave and do something else?
She stays with Starfleet for a pretty long while, but she kind of again altercates between doing medicine and being kind of a more adventurous, person. After a while and after a lot of, hard hits, bruises, and broken bones and such, and after getting a lot of very good references from other Starfleet medics, she retires from Starfleet and goes into civilian medicine.
Okay.
She actually opens her own practice to for people who have had to fight in those illegal underground fighting rings. So they would come there and be, nursed back to health
Treated without
for
prejudice. Yeah.
nearly free.
All right.
Yeah.
Um. The. I guess for Leora, then, um, uh, what do you think happens for you over the next weeks and months and years? Do you stay with intelligence? Do you leave intelligence? Do you do something else? I would love to be informed of what you do.
So for the thought of staying in Starfleet, I wasn't entirely sure. Um, so I made a control command roll with Leora's composure,
Okay.
and I succeeded that roll.
Okay.
So she is going to stay in Starfleet. In fact, there was a while ago. I forget if I was. I think it was season 2 when she was talking to when an admiral mentioned that one day one day you'll be in this position, and she said, "Give me 10 years." She does it in 5.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
She does it in 5. She throws her entire being into
Freaking royalty.
getting getting promoted into like just getting as high as she possibly can. She eventually outranks her mother because her mother still has a lot of bad will
Mm-hmm.
towards people. So like bad will from people. So she eventually outranks her mother. How her mother feels about that probably mix of pride and slight annoyance. Um, and it probably didn't do great with her relationship with Vivica. I think they probably broke up because Leora kind of, I think, like they just Leora just put everything into her career
Mm-hmm.
to the point where she was kind of ignoring Vivica a little bit,
Yeah.
and uh, and like Leora, I think Vivica sort of realized what Leora was doing before Leora did, and Vivica kind of was like, this isn't gonna work, and it was only a couple months later that Leora realized that she kind of messed up her relationship, but she just kept going. She just keeps going, and she becomes, I'd say, a pretty well respected admiral. And then, but she's still like on the side now, and Starfleet can decide how they feel about this. She does race ships a lot.
Yeah.
She does a lot of like reckless things in her off time. She races ships a lot. She tests like new warp drives, the new pro drives. She does a lot of stuff. She's just like throwing everything into her life and just going, and will she crash? I mean, she's a really good pirate, so she might not, but who knows?
Yeah. I will say for a scene here, somewhere in the middle area of your career, Leora, probably when you have been promoted to the rank of either fleet captain or commodore at this point, someone who is definitely more aged is a 5-star admiral at this point and looks tired. Former intelligence director, now Fleet Admiral Jabril, kind of takes a look at your office and, well, you've made a name for yourself and have done it in quite the time. And I do know what you do in your off hours. Don't pretend like I don't pay attention.
I mean, I'm not exactly hiding it, sir.
No, and it's exactly why I'd like you to be the test pilot for a new class of starship.
I'm interested.
She'll hold up like a cylindrical disc and a hologram will come up and it'll be, what you will see is it is about 3 times the size of a Sovereign class. It is larger. From what you're getting, the crew complement for this vessel is close to 5,000. And it is... you can tell it's a prototype because it has the NX prefix, but it is the USS Odyssey, which, for those of everyone who doesn't know about the Odyssey class, eventually an Odyssey class does get named USS Enterprise. But Bill is kind of holding... Nothing too daring for this one. We just want to know how she handles in certain aspects. So stay out of star clusters with this one. At least
You want me... Alright. Okay. Do you want me to put her... Start out slow or put her through her paces?
Start out slow and then put her through her paces. We don't need a full crew for this, but I'd say she still needs a skeleton crew. Pick 400 people.
All right, we can get some people together. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a list. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's a very big ship. It's probably the biggest I've ever. Will be the biggest I've ever flown. It's gonna be fun. Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
Well, the other option was Admiral Paris, and I wasn't exactly too keen on that one, so...
Paris is fine. He's fine. He's not me, but he's fine.
He's not mellowed out in his older years.
Well, let's talk about his piloting skills. Personality, he's very obnoxious.
Don't break my ship.
No promises.
She'll stop at the door like halfway through before just exiting, realizing like, yeah, I'd probably ask for that. But for now, Commander Alec Caraballo, is there a direction you see yourself in the next weeks and months and years?
So here's the thing. I think originally Alec went into Starfleet because he didn't really know what else to do and felt like it was expected of him. But didn't really have a direction there. And a lot of people, often his superiors or direct anybody who was directly sort of like managing him basically either said as much or indeed at least indicated that they didn't think that he would go very far or make captain or anything like that. Jaloran was the first person to kind of like work with him and sort of talk to, like, sort of speak to his needs within Starfleet and sort of allow him to stretch his sort of unique his own unique strengths, which allowed him to kind of gain some confidence in himself and allowed him to realize that in fact he did want to be in Starfleet. But I do think when the moment comes, like he serves with Gate for a long time, I think he feels like he's doing good work there. But when the moment comes for Alec to be promoted to captain, I do think he turns it down. And he offers no explanation for it. He, I think, will recommend Lieutenant Hera to like take his place.
Mm-hmm.
He'll put in that recommendation with like a bunch of like glowing commendations that he's sort of compiled over the years of working together.
Mm-hmm.
And with a sort of a little kind of quippy sort of personal note saying like, you know, I have like, this is just my professional opinion, but if you'll allow me a personal one, you'd be crazy not to put her in charge of this. And then I think just within, as long as it takes for him to sort of like help facilitate that transition, and then I think he retires from Starfleet.
Okay.
And I think that I truly the thought here is actually, I suppose that could be a scene if we need it. If somebody,
yeah, just
you know,
just a brief little bit. It is probably in the midst of like towards the end of the transition period, as Hera's like staring at like the roster. This is revenge. This is revenge for all the shit I've put you through. It has to be.
you know, Hera, I've never said this to you before, but you really need to get over yourself.
That's fair. Oh my god, Alec.
Look, this isn't about you. I think you do but I do think you will do an excellent job. You've practically been running this whole thing from the beginning anyway. Do you remember when I first started here? How completely lost and out of sorts I was?
I mean, I wasn't much better.
Yeah, but you held it together a lot better than I did. Hell, you kept my head above water long enough for me to figure out what the hell I was doing.
Okay, well, you know. I'll take the compliment, but is it also because of that? And she's like pointing at your face.
What's wrong with my face?
She reaches over and like plucks a hair from your head and shows it to you. That's gray.
Shut. Okay, look, I've been going gray since I was 33. Okay, now just calm down. Look, it's not. I think Alec gets kind of like uncharacteristically serious, and he just looks at her and just says, "Look, I got into Starfleet because of, well, a whole bunch of reasons that I have shared with you over the years, but so many people throughout my life told me I would never make captain. And the thing is, I spent so much of my time here working to prove them wrong. But I don't think I ever wanted to be. I don't think I wanted to be captain. I think I was just trying to show them all that I could do what they said I couldn't. But the thing is, even if I succeeded, it's still me running my life on somebody else's terms.
No, I do understand, actually, Commander. I do. We'll miss having you around here, but I'm sure Tegan can handle the promotion. She'll survive. And if she
Honestly, I'm
doesn't-
surprised she chose to stick around. I thought for sure she'd be off on. Hell, I'm surprised she's not captain already.
Oh, she doesn't want to. I'll show you why. And she just holds a pad, and there's just a whole bunch of, like, experimental tech just flying by on the roster. That's why.
Fair enough, yeah.
But I suppose then, Commander Alec, seeing as I do believe this is the final shift for you, you have my permission to depart.
You don't know how good it is to hear those words. And honestly, I'm glad it was you that said them.
Go live your life now.
About time, don't you think?
Yeah, about time. I've been trying to tell you to get one, but it took years.
I sort of like hold out
Ooh.
I hold out a hand for like to shake her hand,
Mm-hmm. She'll accept.
and then I sort of like hesitate for a moment, and then I just sort of like I hug her,
Mm-hmm.
and then I pull back and I just sort of look at her and just say, "Give him hell."
Oh, I plan to. I will not be following any rules.
And
is the
whatever
doll-
you do, don't follow any example that I ever set for you.
Oh, I wasn't planning on it. That book's out.
Is the doll still on the desk?
Oh yeah, it's still there.
Oh, yes.
Ugh. There we go.
For some reason, it like starts playing its little lullaby.
All right.
Jesus.
So then we have we've gone down the roster. Jaloran, oh my god, I forgot the name.
Do you want to do Kavai first or
Already
Jalori?
leaving.
You know what? Let's do Kavai first.
I have something that can dovetail into
What the fuck is
into the captain.
Yeah. One moment.
Definitely under the guise of an exit interview type thing. Vi is going to pull their little admiral favor and get a meeting with Admiral Picard to just kind of smooth everything over for Jaloran and the team.
All right. It is a little bit of convincing, but because he doesn't want to be associated with it, because it's Starfleet's still in such a bad spot. But he will
Mhm.
placate this a little bit. Doesn't technically have the rank of admiral. He is indeed just a civilian in this capacity, but you know the respect is still there as he's visiting this site. He looks impressed by it, but also he probably has mixed feelings about it.
Well, thank you for meeting with us, sir. It means a lot to me.
Well, I suppose it's... Well, it's a favor called in.
Well, one I'm especially grateful for. As it means she'll hold out her hand to shake.
He'll accept.
As it means I've technically won a bet in meeting you.
Well, I hope I wasn't here just as a gambling piece.
Well, something like that. But not to your detriment at all. But thank you. Helping to make things right for my captain is the most important thing, and, yeah. I think they'll, leave and let, Captain Jaloran take care of all the business, but they definitely, like, meander around the outskirts.
Alright. As you are meandering, everything stops. People stop moving and sound becomes muted. Individual that you've met a couple of times, she's a little less intense than her other counterpart, but
Jaloran called in a favor of her own.
sort of. But Q, as she is known, you're going to walk away so quickly. To you, Kavai.
Yeah, well, she kind of scrubs her nose as if she's already fighting back tears. Kind of stopped being fun to play anymore, you know? That start was really unfair, you know? But, kind of puffs back up. I think I set him up for future success. Maybe one went down, but I think he'll come back.
Well, and you don't have to stay gone for long, but your experience is valuable in different ways. Perhaps in other star systems, if you're willing to visit them, of course.
On one condition.
Which condition?
I'm not doing that whole growing up thing again.
No, my dear, I think you were told to grow up a little too fast, and for this, simply have fun for a little bit.
They brighten.
Now, tell
Yeah,
me,
that I can work with.
have you ever imagined yourself visiting a different galaxy before?
No, I wouldn't say so. You know me. I don't really have much of an imagination. I prefer to take from others.
Well, let's start with the Andromeda Galaxy then, shall we? She'll offer a hand.
Fine. I take it. I nuzzle in real close, like I'm used to doing.
And in a bright blue flash, Kavai, you are hundreds of millions of light years away now. For you...
But I'm still home with all the people who need me.
Jaloran. With the help of Admiral Picard, for a brief bit, honestly, just to be a soundboard to, some of these things worked, some of these didn't. But he'll eventually depart, just getting you kind of set. And as we've learned from everyone here over years, your original intelligence team will start to disperse and spread their wings and go elsewhere. So, Jaloran, what is it like for you over the next few years, or even a couple decades at this point?
Chaotic. She feels good about like where those under her command have been able to go, where they've been, where they're going. So as far as Starfleet and her career are concerned, she's not worried about that. It's more the home life.
Mm-hmm.
She's rediscovering what it's like to chase after a toddler.
Yeah, it is.
So naturally, there's a couple of calls to friends, and of course, plenty of calls to Chakotay to like get an earful of like, why did she do this again?
Mm-hmm. But you do eventually, as time moves forward, I mean, eventually, you know, years pass by, children grow up and become a little bit more independent, before, perhaps on a whim or a moment of just strolling down a memory, an old street in Madrid, there is a building that is quite storied, though it is no longer in use, that you happen upon. Are you alone for this in this moment, or do you have people with you?
At the moment, she's alone.
This building here, are you... What would you like to do for this building here? Because it is still a very unassuming building, but you do know what it is.
She is going to take a deep breath and take a moment and go inside.
Alright. Entering, it is dust covered and out of use. There are many consoles that have been unplugged, and there is no wiring really moving through, except basic lighting for like emergency lights. You can see the floor, the intelligence seal, though it is quite faded. You can definitely hear it. Voices of missions, reports. Conflicts, agreeances. There is a sign within this building. A contract to let you know that this building is in fact going to be demolished at some point and be allocated into something else. there any thoughts on that?
For her, it's not anything bittersweet, and it's she feels satisfied. As far as she's concerned, it's here for purpose. It did its purpose. Now the time has come. The mission is complete.
Could I have a quick scene with Janoran as she leaves the building?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether by happenstance or just fate, you happen to see Kana and her now wife approaching from down the street, and they have a baby stroller between the two of them. And you will see a girl, half Vulcan, half human. As they approach.
There's a quick eyebrow quirk, but she smiles warmly at them as they come over. She peers down at the little one. They grow up so quickly, don't you think?
Indeed they do. Although, with one being half Vulcan, the psychic vibrations can be intense when they throw a tantrum.
Jaloran just grins at that. I know what you mean.
We came by because we heard the building was going to be demolished at some point.
She nods. It's been here a long time. But as with all things...
Indeed. As they say, all good things have to come to an end at some point.
That they do.
And I think at that moment you hear a little thrilling giggle from the girl.
She giggles back. And she looks at the two of them and does the proper Vulcan salute. Live long and prosper.
You as well, Commander. Or Captain, as it should be.
I think after that, the two of you will continue your lives and pass each other in this happenstance or moment of fate or coincidence or whatever we would like to call it, as two of you get lost in the crowd as you kind of disappear within the city streets of Madrid. And that is where we are going to end Star Trek Intelligence here.
An honor to play with all of you. I loved this
Same.
game and I loved this crew.
Yeah, this was
God,
awesome.
that was amazing. Thank you, everyone.
Just to get this
In the
out.
words of Travis Willingham, let's do it again.
Yeah!
Let's Why
Here's-
don't we
yeah.
have everyone just... Why don't... Those who want to be found, why don't we just go around and let people know where they can find you for things?
Hey y'all, I'm Slay. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Sons of Warvan. I will be billing Silver for emotional damage after this. So, thank you.
Get in line.
All right, that's me. I'm gonna cry now.
Oh, love you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I am also on the verge of tears, and I really don't like crying, to be honest. So thank you everyone so much for listening to our game. It was one of the greatest experiences, D&D experiences in my life. And you can find me on Tumblr, of course, Little Legend Arts. You can also find me on Twitter, which is just Little Legend Art, and on Blue Sky, preferably on Blue Sky, which is Little Legend. And I think I'm gonna be listening to a lot of When Can I See You Again by Owl City for the next couple of hours.
Hi, I'm Lucas Santana. You can not find me doing anything currently, but if you want to see stuff I've done in the past, you can find all that, the archive of all of my actual play stuff over on youtube.com/rule of lore. Or it's slash at rule of lore. I don't know how YouTube works. It's over there. You
No
can
one
find
does.
it. No one does.
Not even the
yeah.
not even the people who run that damn site.
Who's driving
No,
this
that's
thing? Yeah. So that's where you can find me.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I'm really sorry for interrupting. You will also be able to find me in the Pokemon game, which will be eventually somehow deposited onto YouTube, I believe.
I'm so excited to see this game. I've been hearing
Nice.
just the barest little snippets, and I just
My ass has
been.
been like holding myself by my hair to not spoil anything. So
I'm
y'all better
glad.
enjoy it.
hmm
Hell yeah. Yeah. Hi, I am Silver Sugar, aka Risa. You can find me most places on the internet as Silver Sugar or X Silver Sugar, mostly on Blue Sky, Discord, Coffee, Tumblr, Twitch, YouTube, all that good stuff. Right now I'm doing stuff on Coffee where I have commissions that are pay what you can afford, as well as some adoptables that could use some homes. And please consider me because I would love to draw people's like characters and stuff. But just to pull back the curtain a little bit, we first streamed this game on my birthday. I didn't realize then just how much this group would mean to me, but after 3 years, like, it's just been such an incredible honor to get to know all of you guys through your characters, and I'm getting a little tripped up, means the absolute world to me that we could play this game together, and I definitely consider all of you lifelong friends now. You don't have a choice.
We're stuck with them
Oh,
now.
I'm adding to your
no.
emotional damage bill.
How terrible.
Yeah, well, it'll happen again. I can tell you already. Like, I'm a slow burn person, and I go for the throat. So I told you guys
Oh, yeah,
pre-stream that I would flirt with all of you, and I will.
Yep.
I'm
Fair
happy.
enough.
All right. And of course, I have been your GM for this. It was a intimidating project to start and finish. I'm kind of amazed I had the commitment and the willpower to do it. I would also really like to thank Lynn for giving me permission and also the grace to like work with me on this. For God, how long does it like? This was a 3-year long game, but I think we've been working on it for. It's gotta be close to 5. It was like 5-year project. It's gotta be close.
Yep, pretty
Beautiful work,
close
you
to that.
two.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
But
Put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this one.
oh yeah, the tears are the now part.
I think it was about halfway through Horizon when you started to put feelers out for this game,
I think
if
so.
I remember.
Yeah, it was something like that. But this has been such a joy and an honor to have run something like this. This does not mean we are done running Star Trek Adventures. It just means that this chapter closed, so we may turn the page over to another chapter. We are probably going to like I said in a very short moment, decompress and stuff, but this game and series has been such an honor to run. Still have things in the background. They'll be coming here and there throughout the year, I'm sure. But for now, as we have always said, for this game and series, and now on YouTube, if you ever should find it and need a bit of R&R, we will be there, and hopefully there in the future as well. So we will see ya sometime in the future. Bye, y'all.